The European Central Bank says that crypto is on the road to irrelevance. They say that Bitcoin was created nearly 15 years ago to improve on or replace the existing monetary system, but those hopes have not yet panned out. In a blog post, the Director General of Market Infrastructure and Payments and Adviser say Bitcoin has never been used to any significant extent for legal real-world transactions. Will, what do you think? Are we on the road to irrelevance? Just another indicator that we may not have a job soon.
Okay, I wasn't going to do it yesterday, but I'll do it today. God give me the confidence of an ECB banker who is just projecting about Bitcoin's future. They are wrong every bear cycle. They do this. They throw out this article. They say Bitcoin's never been used for X. Bitcoin has never been used for Y. Bitcoin is useless. Oh, look at my shiny new digital euro program I'm going to roll out and make everyone involved in. This is the same article we see over and over again. We got the usual critics on crypto Twitter bringing out as well. My favorite from Eric Voorhees, the founder of Shapeshift, saying that he's going to print this and hang it on his wall as a nice reminder that central bankers don't seem to get things right at all. During the bear market, they're always looking for dunks, and this article is chef's kiss, perfect, always same timing. Love to see it roll out. Zach, over to you.
Bitcoin's down bad, but it's not going anywhere, right? So I think price down significantly. Usefulness of Bitcoin still quite strong in terms of storing value, transacting outside of the purview of banks, corporations, and government regulators such as this, right? It doesn't mean that you're doing it illegally. It doesn't mean that it only is a hotbed of crime. It just means that it exists outside of the purview of the control of central bankers, which have historically done not great things to fiat currencies. And you can look to currency historians, new and old, who speak to that fact. Now, I think that this is the moment for this stuff, right? I think we're going to see a bunch of Bitcoin eulogies. I think that sentiment is out in the ether. People are asking around, they talk to you, your uncle at Thanksgiving or Christmas. They're saying, hey, sure seems like that orange coin stuff is dead. Is it going to come back? Is it going to live? And I think obviously it's going to persist. And I think the people in the room who are interested in understanding what it means for the future of financial freedom and usage are going to understand it, as opposed to just writing these eulogies that often turn out to be wrong and that are often printed out on the walls of crypto OGs like Eric Voorhees to be trotted out again when times are good and similar officials are saying good things about Bitcoin. So we enter this cycle. It's a cyclicality that we talk about time and time again. And maybe this is just part of the discovery cycle that comes with the boom and the bust that is the highly volatile digital asset space. I don't know. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think what's missing from this eulogy is that there are the options, right? If you want to take part in the traditional monetary system, you can do that. If you want to use Bitcoin, and by the way, there are lots of people who are using Bitcoin for legal tender in multiple places around the world. I wish Naomi Brockwell was here to tell us all about the ones in her own community that she used. But like the choices are there, right? I agree with you, Zach. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. I think that these 2 ECB advisors took the chance while writing this to cite everything from the fact that Bitcoin is boiling the oceans to the fact that the technology is going to become irrelevant. And then I think there was even a little dig at FTX in there. They said that under the new regulations in Europe, MiCA, FTX would not have been able to operate in the way that they did. Will, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, I'll throw some stats at you and then hand it off to Zach. I think all these articles come out when Bitcoin's price is bad, maybe because there's an audience for it, but certainly because these arguments are rooted in the fact that Bitcoin has a price, and they are only going to trot these things out when Bitcoin's price is low. And that seems to be like the cliffhanger, or like the way that they can kind of latch onto these articles at all. But if you look at the price itself, it's actually pretty impressive where we're at compared to the larger market. The average NASDAQ stock is down about 30% year to date. So, yes, Bitcoin's down 75% year to date, but Bitcoin is a risk-off stock. It's going to, or risk-off assets, going to just falter when everything else is also faltering. Look at Amazon as well. I saw this on Twitter. Forget who said it, so apologies if you're watching this and I'm not citing you. But Amazon has actually sold off all of its COVID gains. So if you look at right before the pandemic started and right after, Amazon's stock price is right back where it started. And why is that? Well, we're in a monetary tightening, so that's definitely to concern. But if you look at Bitcoin in comparison to those things, Bitcoin's actually up quite a bit. Like right before COVID hit, Bitcoin was trading around $6,000 per coin, and now Bitcoin is at $16,000 per coin. So yes, we went up to 69,000. Maybe I'm just preaching hopium, but I think it's important to note that we have made some moderate gains over the last 2 years, and the ECB should take note of that. Zach, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to put a finer point and underline what Jen said that was really smart. Bitcoin and digital assets are about optionality, right? They are useful to some people when they're not useful to others. But the fact of their continued existence and the fact that they are an option to some people in terms of transacting and doing bank-like things with their money, the ability to transact and invest in a peer-to-peer fashion in decentralized networks that are outside the purview of states and state boundaries, that's a fantastic thing that should be allowed to flourish in this world, right? The option to have it is what it comes down to. And I don't think there's many people, even those peddling the most hopium, that are still thinking, maybe some of the hopium people are still thinking this, that it will replace the financial system writ large. I think most people would say, no, it's an option that at best will be a parallel system to the existing financial rails that serve many people well, but serve a lot of people pretty poorly. And that's what I think people are in this space are building toward when they think about what Bitcoin and other digital assets can represent for people's financial freedoms going forward. And I think that is something that I think maybe these staffers kind of took the bait, replace the financial system, nuke the whole thing, burn it all down. I don't think that that's likely to ever happen as it relates to Bitcoin. And I think only the die-hardest of believers think that Bitcoin will ultimately replace the global monetary system as it exists now. But like Jen said, the option that it is there is the important part. The optionality, whether you're doing it self-custodially or through exchanges, is why Bitcoin matters.